guys, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to the Cinematic Reviewer. Today I'm reviewing The Fall Guy. So I really enjoyed this movie. I loved the stunts and Ryan Gosling's performance. This movie really sold me on his skills and charisma as an actor. I definitely want to see more movies of his in the future. I saw this movie with family and they weren't the biggest fans, but I loved it. I do understand some of the criticisms, but the flaws were so small compared to the greatness of the movie. I appreciated most of the songs used. I thought it was great visuals and camera work, and solid costume design. I really enjoyed myself. Now I'd say for me, one of the biggest things that was so great about this movie is it kind of gave me a look into how filmmaking is done and what they do. Obviously, this movie is a love letter to stunts, stuntmen, and everything like that. But I just really appreciated getting to see more of the behind the scenes. Honestly, if they were doing a fictitious behind the scenes and we got to see everything from how a movie is made, I would have loved it. Like, I really did enjoy the start of the movie. I will be honest, the plot of, oh yeah, the main actor guy is missing, we have to find him, it was weaker in comparison to me than, you know, his longing for Emily Blunt's character, and of course the actual stunts on set and everything to do with filmmaking, because I thought that was really strong and really cool. Now, the reason why that was so compelling to me is I do want to be a director and I do want to be a part of the film industry eventually. So it was really cool to kind of see that behind the scenes and have more information that I didn't have otherwise. Now, the one thing that was a little bit suspension of disbelief, and I do wish they had an explanation, is the fact that he's a stuntman. And, you know, they have the fake glass in movies, and they have the, you know, the little mat if you need to fall, and a car's not going that fast as they hit you. And, you know, he has, like, if he's gonna flip in a car, it's gonna be, you know, a properly set thing for a movie versus the real thing. But then, as he's trying to find the main actor dude, he's doing all the things in real glass and a real car, and everything's supposed to be real, but he's reacting the exact same way than how a movie would be, which I'm just saying, like, I think it would have been cool if we got an explanation for why he's still acting the same as he would if he were on a film set. Like I said again, great soundtrack. I was really getting into I was made for loving you, baby. Good. Very good. I really enjoyed that. And, you know, my dad and I, we were just bopping to the groove. We were, you know, having a good time in that aspect. Now, I absolutely love action adventure movies, and this is exactly what you get with this movie. Now, for my parents, they wanted a little bit more with the story and the chemistry between Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling hit it out of the park. He was great. He did great with the longing and his infatuation and everything, and his little awkwardness, trying to be cool, finger guns, and it really, he could not pull it off. Like, I think he did great. So I do understand, yes, some elements of the story could have been better, could have been stronger, but if you had to put more energy into something, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that they did. With all the action sequences and the stunts, I'm glad they gave it their all for that, and that's what the movie was for. So yes, I understand, could have been better in that aspect. And Emily Blunt, not that she was bad, but I do understand why some people felt that her performance could have been stronger, a little bit more feeling or something. Now, another thing that I thought could have been better, probably would have been better in script format or as they were executing the movie, was the fact that it would go where he would be, like, doing things and it would be normal. You know, like more the standard without the stunts, and we get into an action sequence, like the standard with the story, and then he just jumps in and it's like a new set and everything. And it didn't feel like a proper transition before he started getting into the action sequence and everything. It felt almost rehearsed versus authentic. And again, That's not some problem. It was a teeny tiny little thing. Like I'm saying, the couple flaws I will note here in this video, you know, it is something to make note of, but it's definitely not like a deal breaker for the movie. Like I said, loved it, really enjoyed it, appreciated so much the stunts, action sequences, so much fun. Now, another criticism that my parents had that I do agree with is the main actor dude. And of course, that's not Ryan Gosling, it's the Taylor, whatever his full name is. I'll probably put it in a caption here. But he wasn't that strong, and maybe that was the point. Maybe it was intentional, or it just wasn't the strongest. Wasn't as strong as it could have been. And of course, Gail, she wasn't great, right? And of course, she was supposed to be unlikable. She is the villain. But those two, it just wasn't the strongest story in that aspect for those characters. But like I'm saying, if it was just a movie about filmmaking, about, you know, these two characters getting back together and everything, I would have been perfectly fine, perfectly happy with it. It was really cool to see behind the scenes, and like I said, I really got to see Ryan Gosling shine, and I really appreciated that. So that's how I feel. Ryan Gosling and Barbie, I know so many people were fawning over him. They were like, oh my gosh, he's amazing! And I'm like, what you guys talking about? Cause no, he wasn't. He was not. But in this one, he was really, really good. You know, fully fleshed out character. It was great. He was amazing. Really appreciated him here. Now, actually, this is a movie I hadn't planned on seeing. I would say Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, they've been in movies I've seen before, but it's usually a bigger star is in the movie, and that's more the person I care about than either of those two. Those two would not get me into the seat. You know, they wouldn't convince me to see a movie. But, like I said, Ryan Gosling ended up surpassing my expectations. He was great. Now, people have kind of talked about it. Box office not doing as well as they projected it to do for this movie. But I do think word of mouth will help this movie out because it worked for me. You know, I was not going to see it. And then one of the movie review channels and, you know, other things they talk about, JesterBell was talking about The Fall Guy. And I'm like, I do like what you say, but will I buy into your recommendations? And as it turned out, she was exactly right because this movie was great. So, word of mouth, awesome, very effective because it got me in the seat and I brought my parentes, so it was great. So I definitely hope this movie does better at the box office as word of mouth travels because it worked for me, and I hope it works for more people because this was a really good, really fun movie. I really enjoyed myself. I had a great time. And another thing that's similar to how I felt in my movie review on Civil War is the fact that this movie kind of felt like we were getting back to good times, like kind of the era of 2000s, 2010s movies, because lately some of these action movies just are not cutting it. They're not going for the good and the fun, and this movie was just great. I really enjoyed it, and I hope this continues where these movies feel more like we're getting back to solid execution and writing and everything like that. Now, the only thing filmmaking-wise that I thought was interesting, and I say this as like I said, you know, as a future and aspiring filmmaker, what was really cool about the movie, like I said, was like the movie magic, getting to see how they executed it and everything like that. But the one thing I thought was funny is as they're having the guy, as he's on top of that car at the end, and you know, we see like how the final cut's supposed to look. So you got all the aliens and everything like that, everyone's cheering and everything, but then it cuts to what it actually looks like with the actor dude up here and that one guy's kneeling down looking at him. It was just so funny because the guy first off was like so judging him, like, I don't even know why these people cast this guy, but it was just funny that it's like, yeah, it looks great, in the final edit, the final cut, like what we as the audience see, but it does look a little like, it's just not as good. But obviously, you know, good efforts and everything like that, so that was really fun. So in general, absolutely loved it, really glad I saw it, and I would say of the movies I have seen this year, for ranking wise, because I don't really do ratings, I just, doing a 1 through 10, it's just usually I'm like, well, I gave this movie an 8 and that doesn't feel like the same ballpark as this one if I were to give it an 8, so I just never do it. But if I were to rank, so Civil War is number 1, and I would say The Fall Guy is number 2. It was great. And I do still hope that the next few movies coming out in summer, like Inside Out 2, Twisters, Deadpool and Wolverine, will really surpass my expectations. But in general, great movie, really enjoyed it, loved it. It was great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment below, and if you liked this video and would like to see more movie content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Bye!